Back, everybody. Happy Sunday. You're listening to Whatever Works on KCAA 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind. I'm Sam Works, your host, and you guys listening to Whatever Works. Tonight's going to be a little jumpy. We have two special guests and an oncoming guest during our halftime show, but we'll let them introduce themselves. You can start off first, Blake. Go ahead.
I'm Harrison Newman, and I'm an alcoholic.
That's funny. No, he's not, actually. That's pretty cool. And then during our halftime, we are going to have my pastor come on and talk about what he spoke of today, which I thought it was pretty interesting. If you guys want a little sneak peek to have in your thoughts, one of the things that he told me today was to hold each other accountable to living unnaturally. Now, a lot of you guys are like, what does that even mean? Well, stay tuned during our halftime, and we'll have him on the phone, and we'll dial him in, and we'll talk about it, because he's the one that preached it. I'm the one that kind of retained it, but we all retain information differently nowadays, so we're going to have him clarify it up a little bit. So, it is Sunday. How's you guys this week?
Well, it could be better.
Could be better?
Yeah.
You're coming back from a sickness, right?
E. coli. I was in the hospital on Tuesday, yeah.
Yeah, E. coli and pneumonia, right?
Yeah, walking pneumonia.
That's
But, yeah, I'm recovering fine. I'm doing good.
all right. And what about you, Blake? What about you? What's going on?
There's this place called Pizza Fuego off 40th.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yep.
Food was good, though, huh?
No, the food was not good, and I ate it anyway because I was drunk.
Oh,
And-
man. Where's this place at? What city?
San Bernardino.
Oh.
San Bernardino.
What are you doing in San Bernardino drunk, dude?
It was...
I know, right?
Well,
There's that, huh? What
I'm
about...
everywhere, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not working, so...
That's a good one. What about you, Blake? What's going on with you?
Great. Yeah, the week's been good. Just filling up. Well, I guess we're in May now, so kind of
Yeah.
just filling that up. I've been.
Cool.
I don't know. I don't even remember.
It's a new start. If I have any reoccurring listeners going on, I had Blake Vezmendez on the show a couple months ago, right?
I think
Yeah,
it was
like December.
December 29th or something like that. I was looking back at the date. And if you guys want to learn more about Blake, you guys can go back and listen to the show. It was actually really cool because he just started his business for pressure washing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, it's almost like a checkup every 6 months. Now he's back on the show, and we're going to be talking a little bit about his business and the growth of it. Because last time we talked about, like, the mindset, right? We were very philosophical last time, which was really cool, dude. I enjoyed it. It was really awesome. So hopefully we can talk about that a little more today. Just to give you guys a heads up. Oh, before we do this, Kyle, do you want to shout out our sponsor?
Yeah, shout out to snjradio.com. No negative news, no politics, just feel good music.
Yep.
And our man Secondhand Sam up in Second Chance Thrift Store, Ukaipa Boulevard.
Yeah, go check them out too. If you guys want to hear more of me and Kyle, we are on SNJ Radio. We kind of do the little breaks before the music, you
Yep.
know, little clarity. So we actually give out a positive message every day. It's kind of hard to keep up with, but we're gonna do it for you guys. Also, today, you guys know what? You know, every day is a national something day.
Yeah.
Like, there's always something like a national day.
Yeah, it has to be. I don't know. Was it National Pillow Day or something? I don't.
No, actually, so there's two nationals day today. It's a National Mother Goose Day, so like nursery rhymes,
Okay.
you know, and also Lemonade Day.
I feel like we could replace both those.
Right?
Something better.
No, they have some weird ones, dude. I actually have a calendar for April of like all the days that we're like celebrating and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like National like Doodle Day, you know, like just draw, you know, scratch art. Like, it's so weird. Like, every day has to be something. So
Yeah.
How hard is it to get one of those? Like, can we just
order.
make up a day and then?
Yeah.
I think they're already taken. Well, today has two of them. So I'm pretty
I
sure
mean,
you
we
can
could
squeeze
stack
it.
it
Yeah,
for,
you can
like,
squeeze in a little something.
And see what everyone sticks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's also Lemonade Day, right?
Lemonade
And on
Day.
this particular day, you guys, or, you know, parents, whatever, they can go to lemonadeday.org and they'll teach kids how to set up a goal, make a strategy, and to like execute it when it comes to like making lemonade stands. You know, they teach
That's cool.
yeah,
That's
and
cool.
it's teaching kids how to be kind of entrepreneurish, you know,
That's
at their
actually
young
sick.
age. So yeah, you guys want to check that out? That's cool. On other news, next week is Mother's Day. I don't know if you guys were aware of that.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, do you guys have plans for Mother's Day?
No. My mom is in Texas.
My mom is in Michigan, so yeah, no.
Dang, your mom's in Michigan?
How do you not know that?
You're a bad friend, bro.
Dude, what's she,
Come on.
what's she doing
Come
in
on,
Michigan?
She moved there like nearly a year ago now, bro.
Come on, we all knew that.
Bro, his mom used to drive a black Charger and a Cadillac, right? But it was the black Charger that I remember all the time around the block. Like, I'll just be down the street and I see her. And I swear I just keep seeing her, you know, like it's just, you know, it's like the whole time, like, oh, that's Harrison's mom, you know, she's about to get her haircut or something. Well, that's pretty cool. That's some good stuff. Also, this weekend was Stagecoach.
Stagecoach.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on Stagecoach? Do you guys listen to country music and stuff?
I got like 2 songs that I think that I like.
Yeah, same here. I'm not really the biggest country fan. I like the music, but you know,
What about you, Harrison? Any thoughts on?
I listen to one country singer. He's Australian. And his name is Slim Dusty. So I don't care about Stagecoach.
Dang.
It looks fun though.
Yeah, it
does.
is fun.
It looks fun.
Well, I never been, but yeah, it does look fun. We're actually making a joke earlier because it was I think it was Coachella, but since we're talking about Stagecoach, it's kind of relevant. But like the increase of like herpes coming back from like Coachella is like it
No
breaks new
way.
records, bro.
No, wait, this year? Like they did
Yeah,
a
I
full
believe so.
study?
I knew last year it was like a whole thing, you know.
What
So,
kind of booth do they have that like they're just like, here's your herpes test?
yeah, you know, just after Coachella, there's a lot of like hospital stops. You know what I mean? Like,
You know,
There are, yeah.
oh, what happened? I just came back from Coachella. You know, and
Oh,
it's
that's
like.
bad, dude.
It's kind of ridiculous. But at Stagecoach, one of my favorite bands when I was younger was Guns N' Roses. And Axl Rose, the singer of Guns N' Roses, sang Sweet Child of Mine with Carrie Underwood. I know you guys won't be able to see it, but I'm going to play a little short of it for you guys. Yeah, so that guy's 60 years old, and he's performing out on Stagecoach. One of
sounds
the
pretty good.
How long ago was that?
this was like yesterday.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
Dude, Mick Jagger, do you know how old Mick Jagger is?
Yeah.
Dude, he's like 85. He's like 85.
What
going
the
out there
heck?
doing hip thrusts.
hip thrust. Hey, he got a hip thrust, a hip replacement. That's why he's able to do that.
Yeah, dude, I bet. These rock stars were built different back then, man.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty crazy. So, kind of talking about. Oh, by the way, guys. So I lost contact of Kamaya Maya and
Oh, you
her
did?
grandmother. Yeah. So, for those of you guys who don't know, I had a girl named Kamaya Maya and her grandma on the show a couple weeks ago, maybe about a month ago.
Yeah, it's
maybe
about a
2 months
month.
ago.
It's been about a
So they used to live in an apartment, and their apartment caught on fire. Right? It was like the heating system it was too big and it burnt the apartment down, and they didn't have a place to live because her grandma, you know, she's a grandma, you know, she's a citizen, and she's only like in her 20s, and everything got burned, and they tried to find a place, but unfortunately because of like their income situation, like they couldn't qualify to like find a place or a home, and they've been living in a hotel for about 3 or 4 months, which is ridiculous on how much they spent. Like, I don't know if I should be saying this, but they spent around like $24,000 like within the 4 months of living in a hotel. And they have a GoFundMe page. If you guys can go to GoFundMe and just look up Kamaya Maya.
Either that, it's still on the website too. Front page of the website, KCAA whateverworks.com.
Yeah, and you just scroll down and then it will take you guys to the GoFundMe page. So go ahead, check them out, support them. I try to keep in touch with them, but you know, with like cell phones, I don't know if they didn't make the phone payment or not. You know, I tried reaching out, but I can't do that. So they're in my prayers. That's just a little something. But going back to Stagecoach, I just wanted to talk a little bit about like music in general. So, oh man, and before all that, let me just say, guys, I have a pair of Comic-Con tickets to whoever can answer trivia questions for tonight's show.
There we go.
So I have two pairs of tickets, and we'll give you guys a question for the first half, and whoever gets it right, I'll send them out those tickets to you guys. I think it's what was those tickets? It's May 22nd and the
21st and the 22nd.
Yeah, it's over in Ontario. They're free tickets as long as you guys can get the answer right. Just call in. Kyle, you want to shoot out the number so they can call in?
It is
the 888 number.
Okay,
yeah,
it's going to be 888-909-1050. That is 888-909-1050. Go ahead and call in, and we'll go ahead and get these tickets out if you can answer some questions for us.
Yeah, so the first question of the first half of the show, when and where was the first Comic-Con? Comic-Con, which is like, everyone knows what a Comic-Con is. It's a convention for all the comics and all the characters and stuff. So if you guys can call in at 888-909-1050 and tell me what year and where it first happened. All right? So go ahead, call that number again.
888-909-1050.
Yes,
and we don't have any callers yet. We got tickets right here.
Yep, and we're gonna bring it up every so often.
Spoilers, it was
Stanley's house. Yeah, where's his house at? Where is it located? So going back to music, because there's a lot of music people out there, especially if you guys are on the radio. What do you guys think? And like, what do you guys think about today's modern music? In a grand scheme of things.
Dude, you know what was surprising that I came across is I found this band on YouTube that the vibe of them was interesting. The dude has bangs like over his eyes, and he's serious face the whole time, just playing this guitar. Lady's got like an Egyptian haircut, so it all looks super interesting. And then I look at the view count; it's got like 9 million views for a live performance. So I'm like, okay, who is this band? So look them up on Spotify. They have 15 million subscribers.
Oh,
and
wow.
then on average get 1 million downloads a month. Never heard of this band.
Dang.
So
what's her name?
Dude, I couldn't believe it, because remember when we were younger, if somebody had 15 million downloads,
everyone's heard
you
it.
know who that band is.
Yeah.
This one, I just came across them last week, and I couldn't even. This is their name. It's like some German name.
Sorry, I was extending the microphone.
Krogben or something.
Krogben?
Yeah.
Is that the band name, or is that?
Yeah, that's the band name, and they do like music from all around the world. So like the first song is called like Texas Sun. Never heard of it. And then the next one, just no lyrics whatsoever.
What's their most popular hit? What's their number one?
Texas Sun. It's 115 million, almost 116 million downloads.
Wow.
None of us ever heard of them.
No.
If you think about it, though, in the United States, there's probably like 330 plus million people. So like that's only a third. So that's like one in every third person like heard of them, But then you talk about around the world, that's a
very small percentage.
Yeah, pretty much. But back then it's like even 10 million views was like insane.
Oh yeah.
So now it's like you have to. I wonder who's gonna get those billion views. That's the thing right there. It's pretty wild.
The Biebs, dude.
The what?
The
Biebs, yeah.
The Biebs got 1 billion, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He got the
Off of Baby, wasn't it Baby?
Yeah, Baby, and then there was that guy from South Korea.
Oh, Gangnam Style.
Yeah. That reached like 1 billion so quick.
Oh yeah.
So old now.
Dude, I remember waking up going to school, and then it was like on the radio, right? Because they're like, "Whoa, this song just one hit wonder, whatever," and then just that was like the topic for weeks. I just woke up and that was like the thing. I was like, "What the heck?"
I want to say Baby Shark has like 1 billion now.
Oh yeah, Baby
Oh,
Shark's
Baby
got
Shark.
a lot. That's a solid song right there, boy.
That is. That is. It's a nursery rhyme. It's everything. That's pretty cool. But what do you guys think about today's modern music? So like, what's What is
what
it?
genre?
See, I was gonna say, what is the genre nowadays? Like, what do they call it? Because it's not like just rap anymore, right?
I would say it's David Guetta's Weird Baby, because
Like-
David Guetta was the first. I noticed this trend with David Guetta when he first came out,
Yeah.
and what he did is he had a really solid, like a famous artist who would sing the verse,
Like Akon
and
or
then
something.
and then David Guetta would create the chorus. It was super catchy, but it was all music, whatever the hell it was. And then hip hop was still really big. And then if you've noticed now, every single song is turning into, you get the artist that does the
The short
verse,
line, yeah.
and then whatever's in the chorus, barely even words. If they put words into it, they're doing extra. They don't even need it anymore. Like that's
That's
that's what
No,
pop
it's-
is now.
Yeah, it is.
Right.
And I think it started with David Guetta, and if he got it from somebody else, but it's like
Right.
slowly evolved to that now.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think it's gonna be in the future? Like no words, just like weird techno
Oh.
music. Like
Nah, dude, Skrillex tried that and he kind
he,
of died.
he
on
failed,
it.
huh?
Yeah.
Not that he failed, because he
Did he
actually
go
has.
back to metal.
I have no
He
idea.
was originally a
I heard
screamo
about
singer.
that. I heard about that.
He
yeah.
seems like an emo screamo
Yeah.
type of guy. What do you guys? Okay, sticking to that topic. What do you guys think about like rock metal music,
I think it's
like death metal?
Oh, dude, that was
That's-
my baby.
Yeah, that's the best.
Can
right
you
there.
guys give the audience your
Do you want me to?
yeah, give it to
Oh,
me.
can you?
Yeah, do it.
Okay. All right.
What do you want to? Do you want a word or do you want just a grunt?
Give me a grunt and then give me a word.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, that was pretty scary.
Pretty good.
What we could do the classic metalcore douche thing that I'm probably gonna get a stupid hate for. That Day to Remember drop.
Oh, and Daddy Remember is
Oh.
actually a pretty cool band. I
what
like
is
them.
it? Dude, I haven't screamed in forever, so let's see.
Did you used to scream or something?
Yeah, I used to scream a lot actually.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Let's see.
Disrespect your surroundings.
Oh, that's pretty.
That's
good.
hard, dude.
Yeah, that was crappy. But,
I'll-
you know, we'll get back to it.
Everyone in their
one day.
cars, they're like, "What the?" Pay attention to your surroundings. See, okay, what about you, Harrison? What kind of music do you listen to? And do you ever listen to any like death metal, hard metal?
I mean, I listen to like Avenged Sevenfold, stuff like that, but mostly it's
That's
more like
soft.
punk rock and stuff,
just
dude.
kidding.
Yeah, I already listen to death metal, dude.
See,
Punk rock goes
um,
hard too.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah,
Those
I like,
shows are scary. I don't go to those shows.
I like Bad Religion a lot.
there you go.
Bad
Yeah,
Religion's a great band.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told Blake or Kyle, probably both of you guys, but I had a guy at my work where he listened to only like death metal and he like write his own music and stuff. And I'm like, and he would show me his like songs and I'm like, dude, like what is this, you know? And like I started to appreciate it more because he was explaining to me like when people like do screamo and stuff, like half the time whoever's just like tuning in or just like listening for the first time, they have no idea what they're saying. But it's really to bring out like not what you're hearing but what you're feeling, like the energy, you know
Yeah.
what I mean, when that comes to this. So like all this like screaming stuff, like yeah, there's words to it, but it's more of like the emotion of doing the scream, right?
Oh yeah.
Would you agree?
Oh yeah. There's a band that's probably my favorite band, and the guy who's screaming in it just screams nonsense. Like
Yeah.
if you're looking at the words, it's nonsense. It doesn't make any sense at all, but it fits with the flow of the song because the guy, his opposite has a beautiful voice.
Mm.
So he does it on the other end. It's called Dance Gavin Dance.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know
Oh,
Dance
yeah.
Gavin Dance. That's cool, man. I like to hear that. What are some of the songs that you guys personally have that are attached to a memory?
See, for me, one of my oldest memories that I've actually ever had was being introduced to rap music by both my mom and my sister.
Mm. Do you know the
And-
first song or like the song it was?
Yeah, it was Eminem, and it was his whole LP.
Of
yeah.
course it was.
Yeah, no, she would play that because she just graduated high school when I was little, so, and it came out right then, so everyone was listening to it, and so she'd play it, both taking me to school and coming home, like nonstop, and so, and then my mom introduced me to Nas, Illmatic, the first album, and so, you know, we'd listen to that on the way to school, coming home, and That's one of my very first memories of listening to any music.
Huh.
Yeah.
And what about you, Blake?
Dude, my mom had us grow up on some wacky music, man. She just, like, do you know those songs that you listen to when you grew up listening to, but now as an adult you realize it's terrible, but
Yeah.
you like it because you grew up with it? My mom listened to a band, I don't know if you guys know, they're called Crash Test Dummies.
I've never heard of them.
No.
But the guy has a super deep voice, and the whole album is like super Christian. And my mom wasn't Christian at all. It was really funny to listen to, but she just liked his voice. Have you guys ever watched? I think it might be the first or second Dumb and Dumber. There's actually a song in there, and the song is literally called and it's just the whole chorus is just that's it.
Hell yeah.
And for some reason, I listen to that now. I'm like, this is a banger. I know it's terrible.
Yeah.
That's funny. What about you, Harrison?
Dude, it's like the same for me, dude. My dad always listened to Australian country singer Slim Dusty because my dad's like 70 and from Australia. So that was like what was popular when he was young. So he listened to me with that in the car every single day, all the time. And I got to like 16 or something, and I was like, I love this music, dude. Like, I'd start just listening to it, like, just all the time, dude. And so, yeah, like, I'd say there's this one song that me and Sam's brother tried to play at a talent show. It's called Waltzing Matilda, and we were both, like, way too stoned to actually pull it off. But it was a great experience, dude.
No, that was actually that was at Ukaipa High, and it was the talent show. But honestly, that year, not that many people went. Like it was kind of an empty audience, and it was just weird. Because like
we had talent shows at UConn.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
I didn't even know.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
and
was-
JC, who was playing guitar? You were playing
But
guitar,
yeah, I was
right?
playing guitar. He was singing.
Yeah, but he forgot the
But
lyrics,
Yeah.
and like.
Starts humming.
And then to make things worse, like overall the talent show was bad to the point where they're like, okay, well we still have time. Does anyone else want to show their talents? Like out in the audience, you know?
No way.
So I went up there with my brother and we're like, we're gonna do a push-up demonstration. Like different types of push-ups, right? You got wide, diamond, narrow, and then JC's like, and for the grand finale we'll do a push-up to a handstand. I have never seen him do a push-up to a handstand. So I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like on stage in front of everybody. And he pulled it off. But do we get an applause? I don't remember, you know. I was just like, well, that's it.
Dude,
You know, like
somehow that was still like the whole talent show was so bad that it was still just bad. Like,
dude,
it didn't change.
overall the talent show was
That
bad.
is
So like what we
wild.
did didn't matter, you know?
Dude, do you know the level of desperate you have to be to ask the audience?
Dude.
And you don't know what's coming up there.
Yeah,
This could be some kid's dad who's like a crack addict.
bro.
There, and then just does something.
He's like,
wild.
I'm gonna show you guys how to get out of handcuffs.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, it was crazy. It was so funny, but that was a good memory. For me, I have two. One's like a dad memory type of vibe. So my dad used to go to Barnes and Noble and buy CDs, right? Because back in the day, that's what you did. And he bought Radiohead, and that song "Creep" came on.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in the car. We just got back shooting in Palm Springs, and we're in the car, and my dad's playing the song. And as a kid, our parents had never let us cuss, and they didn't try to cuss in front of us either, you know? So he's playing the song. It's one of his favorite songs, and it's just cussing left and right. And then he paused it, and he's like, "I'm sorry, boys. I didn't know this was not the clean version, you know?" So it kind of like exposed us to all this cussing and stuff. But he played it, and we jammed out the whole 9 yards. It was a good time. And then another time, it was Halloween. I was at a Halloween party, and I was dancing with this girl, and the song "You and Me" was playing. It's called "You and Me" by Marcy Basie. And it's basically talking about like we're just strangers, and when we see each other down the street, you know what I mean? It's just like it's just you and me. We're not together type stuff. But in the moment, I'm dancing with her, and I was like, oh, I love this song, you know? Like, it just created that memory. It just concreted in my head. And then, like, I didn't know what that song was about. And then, like, I stopped talking to her, and then now every time I hear the song, I know exactly what it's talking about. I'm like, dude, how did I like this song? Because I'm dancing to a chick about, like, not being together, you know what I mean? But I was totally oblivious to it. But every time that song comes on, I think of, like, dancing with that chick at a party,
Dude,
you know?
what? So that first one that you were talking about, where your dad got that CD, do you remember the old Black Eyed Peas album, like the one of the original
with
ones?
Pump It and
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
So my mom got the unedited one because we kept listening to the radio versions. And when Let's Get It Started, we're like, oh, the lyrics are not Let's Get It Started.
No, that's so funny, bro. That's too funny. My brother, one time we're coming home and there was like this country song that came on, and it was talking about, you know, peaches, you know, on the air, we'll just say peaches. And my brother said something so dirty, but he thought it was like, because it was like part of the song, but he said it when he was little, and my mom smacked him, and he was like, what was that for? She's like, did you just say, you know, whoopty whoop? And he was like, I thought I said that in my head, you know what I mean? But he said that out loud, and he got in trouble for it. So, nah, music's cool. I like it. It really brings back some good memories. But the way it's going now, it's different because, you know, back in the day, it was all like love and like romance and like what else do you talk about when you know, write a song for someone or something, you know? Now it's like rappers, what they try to do is like every line has to be like a hard line. Like every one sentence is like, you know what I mean? Like it's not like the whole song telling a story. It's just like every sentence is like, ooh.
Because that needs to be a TikTok bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It needs to be a TikTok
yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
And, you know, because like the attention span of a human is not 5 minutes or 3 minutes like a song, you know? I mean, I guess that's kind of a different topic, but like if you say something hard for a second, that's it, you know, you got the people's attention and then you just keep laying bars. But at the same time, what these rappers are saying in their songs, like the impact, like all these hard lines, you know, it really affects like us, you know?
Yeah.
Do you listen to NF?
No.
Yes.
Dude, NF is
He's really good.
You should, if you like rap, you should check out NF. And he doesn't care about the sound bites, whatever. He just goes in and I'm not a big fan of rap, and I really like NF.
Really?
Yeah, he's really good.
That's pretty good. So we got about 2 more minutes before we go on break. Again, if you guys want a pair of free tickets to Comic-Con, you just guys got to answer the question of when it started and where it started. So
we still got the tickets. No one's called in.
Yeah, so if you guys want those tickets, it's for May 21st and May 22nd. Yep. You guys can call in at 888-909-1050. That's 888-909-1050. Again, if you guys want these free tickets, just give us a call.
We're giving them out.
Yep. Just answer the question, when and where was the first Comic-Con? And you know what? There's Google for that, so you guys can use that. But we are going to be taking a short break, and when we come back, we're going to have my pastor on the line to talk about the message that he spoke of today, which was a little interesting, again, because one of the topics was having accountability, but living your life unnaturally. You know, so stick to it. We'll be right back, and when we come back, we're going to talk some shop on whatever works on KCAA 1050 AM. Give us a shout-out and for our sponsors as well.
Yeah, all right, so shout-out to Secondhand Sam up on Ukaiba Boulevard next to USA Subs and snjradio.com. No negative news, no politics, just feel-good music.
There you go, guys. We'll be right back.
This is KCAA.
Miss your favorite show? Download the podcast at kcaaradio.com.
If you're ready for a Las Vegas vacation, here's an offer you can't refuse. The Vegas Travel Center is offering 3 days and 2 nights in Vegas free. Just call 909-406-7400. The offer includes accommodations with 2 free tickets to great Las Vegas entertainment with free meals. So if you're planning a trip to Vegas, you need to jump on this right now. Just call 909-406-7400. Obviously, an offer like this is not going to last. So call now, 909-406-7400 for your 3-day, 2-night Vegas vacation. That number again, 909-406-7400. Call now.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. Fears are growing about a possible chemical weapons attack in Ukraine. Officials there claim Russian troops used a poisonous substance to target civilians and soldiers in Mariupol. The city's been under siege for weeks and is mostly destroyed. The Pentagon is monitoring the reports and is said to be deeply concerned. Former President Barack Obama tells NBC's The Today Show Russian President Vladimir Putin is showing a sign he didn't encounter while he was in the White House.
What we've seen with the invasion of Ukraine is him being reckless in a way that you might not have anticipated 8-10 years ago.
Airlines are adding staff and cutting flights from the schedule as customer demand surges. Along with labor shortages, JetBlue already canceled 300 flights over the weekend and plans more reductions in May. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
This is KCAA.
Miss your favorite show? Download the podcast at kcaaradio.com.
Be safe. Be ADT safe. ADT alarms will help you make your world a better place. Be baby safe. Be home safe. Be business safe. So protect yourself with ADT. And Safe Streets, your local authorized provider. And now, through the end of next month, Safe Streets ADT has a special plan to help you accomplish your safety with all free equipment and low-cost monthly fees. From door and motion sensors to glass shatter alarms, cameras, along with alarms that just don't fail, ADT can help you be safe all through the day and all through the night. Go to BADTSafe.com. That's BADTSafe.com and click on the special button with the code ADT Radio and save. Or text Gabriel Varner at 330-999-0279 to get all your free ADT equipment with low-cost monthly monitoring. Do it now because there's no better time to be safe with ADT. That's BADTSafe.com.
This is KCAA.
Buddy, happy Sunday. It is Sunday. It's a beautiful day. You guys are listening to Whatever Works on KCAA 1050, the station that leaves no listener behind. I'm Sam Works.
Kyle Kerrigan.
And my boy Blake and my boy Harrison and my boy Frank and everyone that's on the air right now. Also, my pastor Paul, he gives out great messages, and I think today was, I don't know, with me, do you guys go to church at all? Not really. Well, you know, as a kid, it wasn't really much to me. But now, every time, like, from my personal experience, majority of the time, I'm going to say like 95% of the time, every time I go, whatever the pastor is preaching seems to be whatever I'm going through. And it's weird, you know? And it's just
weird
like,
how that works.
Yeah, like, so today, I didn't, well, last week was Easter, so I went to my mom's. But before that, you know, I'm off and on with church, not because I don't want to go. It's just because, like, you know, time, availability, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I was going through some stuff, and I come in this morning, and he's preaching about it. I'm like, dude, it's crazy. So I like going to church. It really helps me find my mental state. But we have Pastor Paul here on. He was actually on our show a couple months back again. And that was a great show. So if you guys want to listen to more of his words and wisdom, just, you know, you guys can go back to kcaaradio.com, check out the old podcast. I'll shoot out the date and stuff other than that. Again, we also got those 2 pairs of tickets for Comic-Con May 21st, May 22nd. If you guys can call in at 888-909-1050 and answer the question, when and where was the first Comic-Con? So if you guys can call in and give me the answer for that, you guys get these free pair of tickets. Pastor Paul, are you on the line?
Yes, sir. All right here. Thanks for having me again, Sam.
Hey, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. It's such a short notice. So I want to talk about a little bit of what you're preaching today. One of the main topics I want to talk about was, making sure that we're all accountable for living a life unnatural. Can you explain a little more about that?
Yes. We all, like, as we grow up, right, we start to discover that not everything that we want to do should be done, and not everything that we think should actually fly out of our mouth to the person that we're staring at, And we make a couple mistakes with that. We get in trouble. Our parents help, reorient us. Our friends help reorient us. And then sooner or later, those desires and those inclinations and appetites start to get bigger, And they go beyond, I really want to go out with that girl. Oh, no, we should, kind of that sort of thing. And it starts looking at our own personal identity, our choices, and all of those things that just as humans that we want to do that we know we shouldn't, because they're harmful in the long run. They might hurt someone around us. They're really offensive, like, to the Lord. And so we're all kind of trapped in that, it feels like sometimes. And if we just live by whatever's natural, we're probably going to end up in some sort of bondage or addiction or isolated from people that we love. So I believe that Ephesians 2, Paul talks to the church in Ephesus and kind of gives them that we all were kind of living that way for a while, but that found us, in a very negative state with others and with God. And so how do we get out of that, right? And so we believe that as a Christian, if I surrender that to the Lord, that he will empower me to live above my natural inclinations and appetites, that I can actually say no to the things that I'm tempted with, and that I can actually get productive with life and relationships.
Do you think that society now is kind of living in like their natural state of living, like naturally doing what they want to do just because it feels good?
I think that yes is the short answer. But I think we know better, but we're trying to convince ourselves that it's okay. It's like we know intuitively, it's like, hey, I know I shouldn't be doing these things, but it's natural to me. I want to. I feel like it's me. I feel like it's being authentic or true or real, or living my own personal narrative. So I think we're coming up with all kinds of ways as a society to try to convince ourselves that the things we once thought were wrong, or, that society used to believe are wrong, or maybe what the Bible tells us are wrong, or maybe our grandparents, that we're somehow trying to give ourselves permission to do things that we know we shouldn't. And so we're coming up with all these different narratives and different criteria for morality, basically, is where we're at. And I think we're stumbling around a lot, moving from modernity to post-modernity, and now we're just kind of lost as a culture.
Do you guys have any thoughts on that? Because one of the things that I was thinking about, doing things that are natural, or taking things that are natural, right? So, for example, like weed, right? Because that's natural, right?
Right.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, okay, so that natural, let's back up for a moment before I directly answer that. So the criteria that we're trying to force on ourselves basically is it's natural, therefore it's good, right? But I don't think that's a solid moral criteria for good. I don't think we could say because it's natural it's good, because there's all sorts of harmful things that come natural to us. So that criteria of it's natural, therefore it's good, I think is a false criteria for determining what is morally acceptable. Now, let's go back to answer the question, like with smoking weed, right? It's a natural substance, therefore I can smoke it. Well, that's a faulty criteria. It's natural, therefore it's good, right? Because we know a lot of things, are natural, so it's not good. I know that when I overwater my yard and those mushrooms that pop up out there, those aren't like the mushrooms I put on my salad. So it's like a different. I eat that, I'm in real trouble. So, horse crap is natural, but I'm not putting it in my mouth. So, it's like those kind of things. So when I look at smoking weed, I'm like, okay, well, I can't go by the criteria, it's natural, therefore it's good. I have to find another criteria for that. And that's kind of my push right now, is that I want people to find another criteria. Don't get trapped in this idea that, it's natural, therefore it's good. So are there goods that come from marijuana? Well, I think we're learning in the medical world the answer to that is yes, right? I mean, so is there a time, and a place for that to be used? I've got a friend whose son has epilepsy and struggles with seizures. They've been to the marijuana doctor, is what they call it, and that has helped. So, you know what I mean? So there's a good there. So we have to kind of look at what is it producing in our lives? Where is it taking us? What's the logical end to where our reasoning would take us? And those kinds of things. Now, sitting around smoking weed recreationally, well, okay, what does that do to your brain? What kind of choices are you making when you're doing that? So you have to kind of unfold that. So, but the criteria of it's natural, therefore it's good, is just a false criteria. We need something better.
And how do we determine what's good and what is bad?
Yeah, that's my whole question. So real quick, like we can look at our options, right? Like what are the accepted moral criteria of our day? So let's, like I did this morning, let's take like the extreme, like the atheist perspective. So if someone's an atheist or agnostic or just a humanist, right? They don't believe in any sort of deity or God or religion or spirituality or anything. The typical answer that we're going to get from that school of thinking is whatever is best for human flourishing is therefore good.
Oh.
Somebody answered it?
Hello, you there?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
yes.
there we go.
Sorry, my mic was off. Please state your name, where you from, and then what was the answer to the question?
Okay. I am Jessica. I'm from San Bernardino,
Shout out, Dino.
California. Answer to the question is July 22nd to the 23rd, 1972 in Chicago.
That is incorrect. So,
No.
I'm sorry, Jasmine, but you can get another try if you want. But the question is, when and where was the first Comic-Con convention? So you want to try another guess?
So it was not July. Yeah, that was a guess. July 22nd, 23rd, 1972. No.
Unfortunately, that is incorrect.
Okay.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for calling.
Have a good day.
Hey, guys, keep it talking. Pastor Paul's calling real quick.
Okay. Well, was his? I mean, I guess I'm still trying to understand the basis of what his original question was of living in an unnatural life. Is he talking about naturally the human being wants to find short-term pleasure?
Yeah, I
and
think
so unnaturally, you have to fight that. I mean,
I guess like he's saying, yeah, like you have to go against like the primitive nature of like wanting pleasure immediately to instead, do the right thing. Like,
yeah.
Because the way I think of it, well, kind of like what he was talking about. Oh, he's back on the line. All right, Pastor Paul, you back?
Yes, I'm back. So if I pushed the wrong button, I apologize.
No, it was all me. We had a caller. But anyways, so continue talking what you were saying.
Okay, where did I leave you? Was I talking to myself for a few minutes?
Well, I was.
Where I was going was I was in a conversation where, you take the different kind of options that we have in forming a moral criteria, right? A criteria for morality. So you would have the humanistic one. Did you guys hear when I explained that?
I don't think so.
No, I think we missed that.
Okay, so if I'm submitting the idea that what is natural is therefore good is not a solid moral criteria, right? So what I'm suggesting is that we look at our options. All right, so a humanistic or atheistic moral criteria would be human flourishing. Whatever does the most good for the most amount of people is therefore the choice we should make, or something we should deem good if it does that. That's more of a humanistic one. And then you have all your various religions based on their theology that's stemming from their sacred text. They will have their moral criteria. And then as a Christian, I have the biblical worldview that says I'm going to view all things good or bad through the teachings of Jesus and Bible, right? So what I'm suggesting is we throw out this notion of if it's natural, it's good, and let's get, maybe some thought shapers in the areas of humanistic philosophy and ethics, and then we get some people from various religions, we get some people from Christianity, and we sit around and we have a dialogue and kind of kick this thing around, because I think when we just shut our brains off and we say, well, if my neighbor wants to live like that, then let him. And if I want to live like this, then let me. I don't think that works, because as soon as your neighbor thinks it's okay to rob your house, well, now your morality is bumping up against his, and now we have trouble. And that's kind of happening all across our culture with, human sexuality, the various things with drugs and medicine. How do we interact with each other? One person recently joked that we're at such a moral state where I don't even know where to go pee in public anymore, is what a young lady recently told me. And so we have all these things, right? So how do we shop at the same place, go to the same schools, live in the same neighborhoods? How do we do civic things together? I don't think just saying, well, this is natural to me, so I'm going for it. I don't think that works anywhere. We just can't do that. I don't think you guys sitting around the table there can show up and say, well, I'm living my narrative today, and you have to deal with it. So, because there's my bump up against yours. And then who do we decide what's right? Typically in our culture, we decide who's right by one, who has the most money, so they win, right? Or who has the position of power and control, which usually revolves around money, and so they get to say. So it usually ends up dealing something with money, and whoever has the most and whoever's paying the most people, I guess they get to determine what's right and wrong, or I get fired and lose my job, right? So I just think we need a better way of doing it, and as a pastor, I'm submitting that we follow Christ to do that, right? And that's my position, but I want to value other people's position. I just can't see how it's natural, therefore it's good, how that helps. Because I think you and I all know that I've got things going on in my heart, and you have things going on in yours that I simply don't want to live out, though I might crave them, right?
Right.
Though I might want them, though I might be tempted to go do them, and it might be satisfying for the moment, but long term it's going to destroy me. So how do I live above those, And I submit the power of God helps us to live above the things that we know are wrong, and helps us to do the things that we know are right when we struggle to do them.
Right, because
Does that make sense?
One of the examples that you gave this morning was you like donuts, so naturally you're gonna eat a donut, but that gives you stomach aches, So
right.
Just because you naturally like them doesn't mean that it's good for you.
Correct.
I have a question.
Yeah. So and there's all kinds of things like that, right? And to be more open and transparent with you guys, so I'm 50 years old. I've been married for 31 years, right? I got married at 19, and I thought, man, once I get married, I'm not going to be tempted to do anything with anyone. I'm gonna be married. This is going to be amazing, right? Well, then I got married, and then and then temptation got worse, and I'm like, hold up here, what's the deal? Am I a pervert? Am I a pig? What's the matter with me? So I went and found an older dude. I was 19, 20. I went and found this 60-year-old dude, and I was like, hey man, I'm in a little trouble here. I thought this was going to go away. And he literally sat in his truck and started laughing at me. And he goes, young man, you've got to grow up. You are going to want to do things for the rest of your life that you're not going to go do. And you need to set boundaries for yourself. You need to put things in protection, accountability, and you need to grow up. And I was like, yes, sir. So,
I like that.
And I had a pastor tell me, hey, when do you stop getting tempted in these areas? And he goes, when we die. And I was like, oh. So, so
Makes sense.
Though that's another analogy. The donuts is an easy one, right? I know I have a stomach ache, but I want to eat 5 donuts. I love donuts, man. Old-fashioned buttermilk, I could eat those all day, but with a stomach ache.
Oh yeah. And then Kyle, you had a question for him?
Yeah. Do you have any books or verses that'll help us, just kind of figure it out for ourselves, this topic?
Yeah, I preached out of Ephesians chapter 2 today. That's real, especially verses 1 through 3, right? And then actually just verses 1 through 21. Go check that out. Ephesians 2, 20 and 21. And then go to Romans 7 and 8. Romans 7 and 8 is a magnificent passage. 7 is the same author, Paul, writes. So in Romans 7, he's saying, I don't want to do this, and I do it. I want to do this right thing, and I don't do it. And he's like, it's this struggle in chapter 7, right?
Yeah.
And towards the end of chapter 7, he said, who's going to deliver me from this body of death that I live in? And then turn the page into chapter 8, and it's this account of how Christ comes in. And maybe he doesn't take away the temptation, but he gives us the strength and the power to live above it. And so, like, 7 is the struggle, 8 is the answer. And then, in Ephesians 2, he kind of talks about that same thing. I would just say dive into there. And if anybody, the beauty of this is that I pastor a really small church, and I'm available, and you guys can get my number from Sam. I'll sit with anybody, anywhere, at any time, and chat with them about this stuff.
Which church are you out of?
It's called the Retreat Church in Ukaipa.
Okay, Retreat Church. Gotcha.
That's off of...
and the message that Sam is referencing is on YouTube right now. It's on our YouTube channel. If you just go to YouTube and put in the Retreat Church, and you'll find it right there. We're in Ukaipa.
Yeah, and the church is off of Avenue H in between 2nd and 3rd, correct?
Yeah, it's just, east of California. So California and H right there.
There you go. All right, well, Pastor, thank you, because that actually got me not questioning, but I was thinking about that a lot today, and I definitely wanted a better breakdown, and I'm glad you gave it to me. So thank you for coming on the show and helping me out with that.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, anytime, guys. It's good to talk to you. Thanks for the opportunity. And Sam, you're a good man. You're a good man. It's a good show. You guys are doing good things here. So good on you.
All righty. Thank you, Pastor Paul.
All right.
Appreciate it. Happy Sunday.
All right, we'll see you guys soon.
See you next week.
All right. Good. Bring a friend.
All right, sounds good.
All right, man. Bye.
All right. So what are you guys' thoughts on that? We only have about a minute left.
Yeah.
But the topic, I know he's a good guy, but what do you think about the topic itself?
So the thing I like about it is the topic, you can definitely dive into it more, and those are the topics that I love.
Okay.
Like closed topics, I don't really like those.
I like the mindset topics, like temptations, like I can go deep with temptations, and that's like something that he was kind of like bringing in. So like naturally, like you're tempted to, do this and do that. And it's like having the will and power to like hold yourself back from it. Like I love having conversations like that. What about you, Blake?
It started getting my brain going to a whole nother topic that would take probably 45 minutes to go through.
Really break down and go through.
We have a minute. I mean, I think a lot of what society now is lacking, why a lot of people are really upset, why a lot of people are struggling, is they're not disciplined in anything.
In anything.
Yeah. And so when you say, oh, you just need discipline. Well, discipline in what, dude?
Right.
Like, what? Do I wake up at 7 a.m. every day? Or do I wake up at 10? Or do I work out? Or do I do this at my work? Or what?
My diet? Like, what?
Like,
yeah.
No, just give yourself discipline in something, and it'll start bleeding into more things. And a lot of people, they're just kind of up in the air, and they're just doing things willy-nilly. And with him just saying, hey, just because he's using the term, natural, unnatural. I mean, it's natural for us to want to just be undisciplined and just do whatever the hell we want.
Yeah.
But finding the discipline, it'll help you along the way of things that are probably going to be pretty harmful to you.
I think
I like that.
One of the questions to ask yourself is like what I should be disciplined in. Because you can't be like, I'm going to be disciplined in everything. Like, where do you start? So that's a good thought. And what about you, Harrison? What do you think?
I mean, I agree with a lot of it. I mean, I think a lot of times people do things that are wrong. It's out of fear. Like, you're afraid that if you don't do this, then this is going to happen, or I'm going to miss out on something, or I'm not going to be able to enjoy myself, or I'm not going to have this or not going to have that. So you do things that hurt people around you, and you don't care because you're afraid. And so I think that's one of the big things that motivates people to do things they shouldn't.
All right. Well, there you guys go. I hope you guys enjoyed this show. Listen to Whatever Works on KCAA 1050, the station that leaves no listener behind. I'm Sam Works.
Kyle Kerrigan.
And my boys, they're clocking out. I'll see you guys next week.
Never stress. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best.
Miss your favorite show? Download the podcast at kcaaradio.com.
This segment sponsored by
Be
the
safe.
generous support
Be
of the
ADT
Dream
safe.
Team.
ADT
Looking for the
Alarms
keys
will
to
help you
something
make
bigger
your
and
world a better place.
downsizing or
Be baby
relocating
safe.
to the
Be
perfect
home
spot?
safe.
Oscar
Be business
Ramirez
safe. So
from
protect
Century
yourself
21 Lois
with
Flower Real
ADT
Estate,
and
Matt
Safe
Flores
Streets,
from
your
Secure
local
Choice
authorized
Lending,
provider.
are here
And
to
now,
help
through
you
the end of
sell
next
or
month,
buy with
Safe
their
Streets
trusted and
ADT has a
experienced
special
knowledge and advice. People are calling Oscar and Matt at 9